If you want to be successful in your career, you're gonna need to get in freeze and you're gonna need to get out of these shoes. They're doing nothing for you. It really is like Build-A-Bear for Pointe shoes. Oh no. I feel like I'm gonna get this wrong and I'm gonna get judged for not knowing what ballet lingo is. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Goldie and this is the Lazy Ballerina Club, and in today's video we are talking all about Pointe shoes. Party time. I did a video on my channel months ago about how I sewed my Pointe shoes, and if you haven't watched that, I would say to go watch it, but honestly it was like the worst Pointe shoe sewing tutorial on YouTube. I couldn't get the shoes in frame. It's just like a very beginner version of how to do a YouTube video. I mean, I'm still trying to figure it out, but I never really talked about my Pointe shoe journey, what shoes that I've worn, what shoes I currently wear, and all of the customizations that I have done to my Pointe shoes. So I thought today would be the perfect day to do exactly that. Finding your perfect Pointe shoe is such a challenge, an experience, and journey. I'm going to say journey quite a lot in this video today, but that's exactly what it is. The day that you get your Pointe shoes is like Christmas. It is so exciting. I remembered going to get them fit. I remember getting the sewing stuff. I remember sitting with my mom trying to figure out how to do it. I remember her taking over the sewing responsibilities because I had no idea how to. It was just all very exciting. I think I even slept with my Pointe shoes that first night, and that is like the most bunhead thing I've ever done in my entire life. But it's just very exciting, okay? I'm trying to remember what brand my first pair of Pointe shoes actually were. I want to say they were Russian Pointes. I think that is like a very classic first pair of Pointe shoes brand. If you wear Russian Pointes, I'm sure they look gorgeous on you. But let me tell you, those Russian Pointes were not my shoe. It literally looked like there was a wood plank glued to my foot. They were not very flattering on my feet, to say the least. And then I think my next pair of Pointe shoes were SUFFOLKS. I want to say they were SUFFOLKS. SUFFOLKS have like this very square box, and they're definitely more flexible than my Russian Pointes were. I mean, those Russian Pointes were like bulletproof. But again, at the time when I got those SUFFOLKS, I was like, this is my shoe. I finally found the perfect fit. And still, they were definitely not my shoe. They were better than the Russians, but we still had a long way to go. When you first start dancing on Pointe, you are just trying to figure it all out. You kind of feel like a baby deer that's like learning how to walk. It's not really like this conversation of like, this Pointe shoe is not helping me do my pirouettes on Pointe, or this Pointe shoe isn't helping me do whatever we're trying to do, because what we're really trying to do is just like not break our ankles. And if your Pointe shoes are not breaking your ankles, you're on the right path. But then after my SUFFOLKS, this is where it got a little funky. I tried my first pair of GAYNOR MINDINS, and GAYNORs have a very weird reputation in the ballet world. I have been a GAYNOR hater. I have said that they're fake Pointe shoes. There's this whole conversation in the ballet world that like GAYNORs aren't real shoes, and if you wear GAYNORs you're weaker or they're plastic, and so you kind of just pop up on your shoe and you're able to balance more and do more pirouettes and whatever the drama is surrounding GAYNORs. But if GAYNORs look gorge on your feet and you can do 5 pirouettes instead of 2 pirouettes with your gainers, I see no problem. But in my case, they weren't my shoe. The only thing that I enjoyed about the gainers were that they were very comfortable and they had little pillows at the end of my toes, which was always really, really great until it wasn't great. And then my gainers gave me these like insane bruised toenails. I don't know why. I've heard that that's a thing that gainers do. And then after my sweet little gainer phase, I entered the world of Capezio point shoes. I feel like I have this memory of being in Capezios and they were like horrendous and terrible, and then like coming back to them and them not being so horrendous and terrible. I can't remember if I had Capezios and then I didn't and then I went back, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure it was the Tiffany, I think, if that's even still a thing today, I don't even know. That was feeling like the closest thing to my shoe after my SUFFOLKS and my gainers and my Russians. Capezios felt like the best at that point in my ballet training. They were comfortable, they gave me kind of an arch that I didn't really have in my other shoes. I didn't get blisters, I didn't get bruised toenails. All of those things were really, really great. Capezios were the shoes that I got my first contract in. They were the shoes that I used my whole year in Washington, D.C. at my year-round program. I was in my Capezios for like a really, really long time. I loved my Capezios so much that I actually got a custom pair of Capezios. I brought down the side of my shoe so it wasn't so fabricy around my foot. Honestly, like looking back at my pictures in my Capezios, they truly looked like I was wearing 2 boats on my feet. The goal is to not really notice the shoe. You want it to look like an extension of your leg and foot. My Capezios, they were comfortable and I was able to do everything in them, but they were a whole lot of shoe. Once I got those customs, I was like, I am a professional. I have custom point shoes. This is amazing. How exciting. But before I get into my professional journey with my shoes, I do have to mention that when I got my second contract with the Kansas City Ballet, I got it in my head that only true ballet dancers wore freeds, so I tried. Freeds are a whole new world of point shoe. They have like this whole language that you have to learn, different makers, different sizes, different shanks, different customizations that you can do. It really is like Build-A-Bear for point shoes. Sweet little baby Goldie thought she could go pick up a pair of Freed Studios and slap them on her feet and be good to go. First 2 weeks of dancing with Kansas City Ballet, I was in these Freeds. The pain, next level. All of my toenails fell off, blisters on every toe. I was miserable. Those 2 weeks when I decided to wear like basic non-custom Freeds was like the worst 2 weeks of my life. Never, never, never again. So that idea of like wearing Freeds quickly left my brain, and I was back in my custom Capezios. Thank you, God. But then on one beautiful day at the Kansas City Ballet, there was a dancer in the company, and she was a senior dancer. She was much older than I was, and she was like deep in her professional career. I knew that we had the same size foot. When you're like a little baby second company member or like very early apprentice, you don't just like stroll up to the senior company members and ask them to like try their shoes on. I was on like a photo shoot for a leotard brand, and they were like, if you want to be successful in your career, you're gonna need to get in Freeds and you're gonna need to get out of these shoes. They're doing nothing for you. I was like, my custom Capezios that I love so much? What are you talking about? But they were right. So this company dancer and I were talking. I don't know how it came up, but this sweet woman was like, do you want to try on my Freeds? I was like, yes. I would love nothing more to try on your perfectly custom Freeds. So I slipped them on. I was very timid. I was like, these are not gonna do anything. I'm gonna hate them. They're gonna be painful. I slipped on these beautiful custom Freeds, and they truly fit like a glove. It was a Cinderella moment. These were my shoe. Angels were singing in the background. And it was a pretty magical moment. These are pretty much exactly custom to that sweet company member's custom Freeds. I did a little copy and paste because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's really what I did. Wow, I feel like I've been talking for an hour and we're finally getting to the point of this video today, and that is to talk about what on earth did I customize about my Freeds? What did I do? And as you can see, like already, I'm sure you can notice that the sides are very trimmed down. That is like barely any fabric. Even though the sides are trimmed down, the heel comes up because like the last thing you want to have happen is you're dancing on stage and your heel pops off and you like have a cold sweat and you're panicking. So the sides are trimmed down a bunch, the heel is up. This is what the bottom of my Freed point shoe looks like. Each custom comes with your last name on them and all of your different customizations kind of like stamped on the bottom of the shoe. Freed has its own language, and I didn't grow up in Freeds. I'm not an SAB girl in Freed since before the womb. So this was kind of like a learning curve for me, and forgive me if you're watching this video and you know more than I do, because you probably do know more than I do. Let me try to translate what all of these customizations mean, because like I don't even know. I just know that they look good and I'm able to dance on my toes. It says that it's Fortiflex, and Fortiflex means that the bottom of the shoe is flat. Sometimes with your point shoes, you can kind of feel like a rod on the bottom of your shoe, or you feel the shank, or it's just not like a flat surface. Dancing in point shoes is hard enough, and you don't want to be standing on a rod that makes your shoe like wobbly like this. Fortiflex is amazing. It just flattens out your shoe so you are able to stand flat. Another thing that I did was the heel pin. So the heel pin is, oh no, I feel like I'm gonna get this wrong and I'm gonna get judged for not knowing what ballet lingo is. I'm pretty sure the heel pin is making it a little bit bigger than the actual size that your point shoe is. Oh my god, is that like completely wrong? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Or it's the opposite. Or it's like smaller. Can someone tell me in the comments like what on earth these custom point shoes mean? Because I obviously have no idea. The other thing is they are wing block, and that has everything to do with this block. They are nice and tapered, so it like squeezes my foot, but it doesn't look so narrow that you're going to cut off your pinky toes to try to get into these point shoes. That was probably like the worst explanation of my custom point shoes because I really have no idea. But I'm telling you, custom Freeds compared to basic Freeds or basic point shoes is a night and day experience. I truly don't know how I got so far in my ballet career before I had my custom Freeds. When you get into a company, all of your point shoes are free. So if I wasn't getting my shoes for free, I probably wouldn't be getting custom Freeds. And now that I'm not in a professional company, I don't know when the next time I'm going to get another pair of my custom Freeds. But luckily, I like hoarded about 30 pairs, so that better last me a little bit, so I don't have to worry about that. It's definitely a process. It definitely takes time, and even though I have custom Freeds, even though I love these shoes right now, are they my forever shoe? Probably not. There's always more customizations that you can do. There's always a new shoe that you want to try. It is just the journey of point shoes and figuring out what shoe is going to help you survive as a ballet dancer. And for now, these are doing the trick. I hope you enjoyed this little sit down point shoe journey of all of the mistakes that I did, all of the different shoes that I've worn, and now with my sweet, beautiful Cinderella Freed point shoe customs that I love so much. So leave a comment down below if you know better than I do about my own customizations. I feel like I've just talked for like 5 hours about point shoes. That's it for today's video. Go give it a like, subscribe down below, and I will see you guys later. Bye guys!